nice camera work. There's chaos in the studio, and you managed to keep it on the person who is not being chaotic. Zach Ewing back with you at BVarsity Live. Trevor Horn settling back into his seat, and Lena Washington, sports director at KGET. Feels good to hear that. I'm sure it does.
Yeah. I mean, who'd have thunk, but it is pretty nice.
I personally, seriously, I meant what I said. I think I put it on your Facebook wall. It's like, really? I thought you already were. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people did. That's why I kind of made it official.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, we got 10 minutes to do some predictions. We might go over 3 o'clock just a little bit. That's okay. We're going to start with Delano at Tulare Union in the East Yosemite League. Delano better start winning some games or they're going to get buried in that because that's a pretty good league. And Trevor, you had a very interesting, 4-year-old way of picking this game. Go ahead and explain.
Pretty colors. No, I'm just kidding. Delano is such a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of team. It literally has gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So I picked win.
Fair enough.
You can recognize patterns. All right. Okay. Lena, your pick.
I mean, Delano and who?
Tulare Union.
Tulare Union. I mean, I'll go with Trevor. Same thing. I'm a pattern person.
Wait, what happened?
Wait, are you sitting down?
Just a minute.
Chaos.
Here comes Lewis. Chaos Varsity Live.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry.
Lewis.
You don't have to deal with this on TV, do you?
Delano or
it's
Tulare
behind
Union?
the camera.
We're behind the camera. I just walk right in front of it. So,
Camera
wait.
loves it.
Who was the pick?
Delano, Tulare Union.
Delano, Tulare Union. Tulare Union.
I like Tulare Union as well. So we're 2-2 there. SSL play. Arvin at Kennedy. Kennedy started 5-0. They've lost a couple of games now, but they were also playing Bakersfield Christian and Wasco. Can they get it back on track against the Bears?
Yes.
You like Kennedy? I like Kennedy.
I like their uniforms too, by the way.
Trevor, you like
and
Kennedy.
I will be Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Kennedy.
You're so old.
Close.
Lena.
Dating them again.
I'm gonna go with Arvin.
All right.
Bears.
Sure. They're
Sticking up
looking
for the
pretty
Bears.
good. Why not?
I'll tell you what. One
Oh,
thing
wait,
about
Lena
Ralph,
Washington wants to bear down.
Don't even go there, Trevor. Don't even.
One thing about Edgar Mares is that his teams will play hard. They do. Every year they don't quit. They've had bad years and then beat somebody in week 8 or week 9, so that could certainly happen. Bakersfield Christian at Shafter. We thought BCHS was back on track. Maybe Chavez is just that good, but 10 points is not BCHS territory. What do you think?
Not great. Gosh, I was a firm believer. I was buying everything BCHS was selling, but I'm gonna go with Shafter.
Wow, that's bold.
I'm sorry.
Listen, if Shafter and
I know it's
Arvin
very
win,
bold.
we're having you back
I'm gonna
every
go
week 'cause
there.
You're like Nostradamus. Okay. Trevor, you like BCHS, I
Big.
believe. Yes, you did.
Yep.
I liked him 49-21, Lewis.
I like BCHS.
I'm still sort of in love with the idea of BCHS, I think. I still feel like they
Exactly.
could get into D3 and make this huge run, but at some point you run out
What's
of time.
been going on with them though?
Well, the defense has been an issue.
No,
For
Matt
sure.
Smith also takes that strong run game out of the equation for the Eagles.
True.
So you don't have that big 6'3", 280,000-pound body out of the
But hey,
run game.
RJ
Just kidding,
Oliver,
Matt.
That guy.
unreal.
Yeah.
We
Well,
should have
when
a
you-
segment where Trevor tries to tackle RJ Oliver.
Or just
down.
tries to
I'm
reach
in.
for
I'm in.
a
Let's do
light
it.
But here's
bulb.
the thing with RJ Oliver. The thing is that it's such a great match because in high school football, you get so few cornerbacks that are over 5'7", 5'8", and you put RJ Oliver out there who's 6'3", 240 and can jump.
He's like, get off me,
Yeah,
child.
good enough.
Yeah.
You know who? When I was in high school, Matt Barnes, who's now the Clippers small forward, that dude played wide receiver for Del Campo High School, and he had 28 touchdowns
He's kind
his
of a
senior
nasty
year.
guy, too.
He
like,
reminds me of a homie, like the
Oh no!
the
He's a
vending machine kind of dolls.
oh.
Like
I
you
hadn't
could
thought
put
about
mini
that
Matt
before.
Barnes in, put
Yeah.
25 cents, and you get Matt
seriously,
Barnes.
I mean, all that quarterback had to do his senior year
Homies.
was just throw the ball up, and Matt just jumped up and got it because Matt's like 6'7".
And that's
so,
what RJ's kind of like. But by the way, Brandon Jones can play a little bit too. So
Yeah,
I'm still in
exactly.
love with the idea of BCHS, and I thought they'd put it together. We'll see. Hanford, Madera are both in D3. Mission Oak. It's going to be tough, but I still think they're there. Okay, let's
go
move on.
on.
Chavez at Wasco, game of the week in the South Sequoia League. Where
Move
did you get
that
Arvin
one
Kennedy?
up there. Nick.
Chavez.
And this is interesting because Wasco can score some points, but Chavez can stop some people.
Well,
too.
here's the biggest
Right.
thing, too. Zach, you and I were talking because, we do our predictions completely separate of each other. We thought this was going to be the game that we were going to disagree on.
But
was
we
the Chavez-Wasco game.
we
But we
both
both
picked
picked
Chavez
Chavez in
close,
this one.
yeah.
But in a very, very close game. It's just one of those games where you're just like, is Chavez's defense that good against the run as they were against the pass against Bakersfield Christian this week? And so if they could do that against Cabezuela and that strong run offense for Wasco, maybe Chavez is 7-0. We don't know.
Yeah, well, Wasco's a tough place to play. Lewis likes Chavez too. What do you think, Lee?
I like Chavez.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're unanimous on that.
I mean,
although
the
think we all
win,
think
Go
it's a
Titans.
close
the
game.
BCHS win was sort of, eye-opening for everybody.
Yeah.
The way they did that. But I think you're right.
Show, fellas. We're now talking about you.
All right,
Actually, we've
All
been
right.
talking about it for a while.
Real quick, pick only. Miramonte North.
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 Miramonte's
Sorry.
getting there. I think I picked this game 33-17. Miramonte's getting there. They're not there yet.
They looked good last week.
Yeah. South and Highland. South at Highland.
South.
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 Yeah, so I think we're on that
Defense.
Civil War sword collision course.
Yep.
Week 10
Cannot
in the
wait for that
SEYL.
game. That's
East at Tehachapi.
Where the
Tehachapi.
grass grows long, go with the Warriors.
The Warriors took out Independence at home last week.
Yep. They're
I'm riding the Tehachapi
Is Jordan
train,
Wiley
too.
back?
Tehachapi's
Okay,
Tehachapi's starting to put things together now.
Yeah, listen, even when things didn't look good, I'm telling you, every year that team ends up with 8 or 9 wins. It happens every year. And it seems now they got to play Ridgeview, so they may be 7-3 this year, but they're getting there. Speaking of Ridgeview, West is at Ridgeview. Both these teams actually 1-0 in the SYL. Anybody think West has a chance?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to
guys.
be mean, but it's just the offense hasn't been there. West defense has been pretty good, but
They have
Ridgeview's
been
going
pretty
to
good.
score on anybody.
Ridgew's got. Here's about West. They've got playmakers. When I saw them against South, they were undisciplined though. That was part of the problem that held them back defensively in that game. But defensively, yeah, you're right. They got some guys that get up there and play.
Well, that's
So.
what happens when you have feeder programs are so huge in high school football now.
Yeah, and
when you get schools that have feeder programs, you get guys that understand the game at a much younger age. And that's what's
West
happening.
can play a little bit of D, but you still feel Ridgeville run the ball on them, and West can't play offense. At least that's been their track record. They got it going a little bit against East last week. Okay, most intriguing game to me in the SYL is Golden Valley at Independence. One of these teams is going to be 0-2 in the league, and that's not where they expect it to be. And I think it's going to be Golden Valley. Jordan Wiley is back. Jalen Somerville is back. They both had. Get this, they both took helmets to the knee and had their knees swell up in Tehachapi. Both of them. It's like one of these what can go wrong now sort of things. Both missed the second half. They almost came back on Tehachapi anyway, but didn't. I still feel like I'm sort of in love with the idea of Independence too.
Yeah, I like Jordan Wiley a lot. He's got a great arm.
He's got feet too.
They've both teams got something to prove for sure, so that they don't go 0-2.
Yeah.
Mark Haas just completely ruining our show right now. He just
Mark.
tweeted in.
Unbelievable.
Apparently, this is of no interest to Lewis Amsterdam.
That's right. I guess not.
Independence, I like them 34-28. They got to play some D. Trevor, you think it'll be lower scoring than that?
Yeah, I think they both had. I feel bad for Centennial. Brandon Robinson tried to come back again, suffered that collarbone injury once again. So, yeah, I look at it 17-7 Centennial. It's going to be hard for Garces to win a game in this WIL this
well,
year.
we were still talking about Independence Golden Valley.
Jumping
we
the
were.
gun
I'm
He
there.
went
sorry.
ahead
I
and
thought we
moved
moved
ahead.
it.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nick's like going to come over and be shaking his head over there. He's going to come over and beat you.
Centennial at Garces. Anybody? I mean, now Centennial struggled to score. No Robinson. All these points that Trevor hit on while he was talking about a different game.
Yeah.
Anybody
Centennial.
think Garces pulls one off here?
No.
This is a must-win for Centennial if they want to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
By the way, they got to win this
Well,
one because they got to get to
It's
5-5.
gonna happen.
Frontier at BHS. We talked to Paul Gola at length. We don't think Isaiah Sharp will play. I think that means game over for Frontier. Even if he plays, maybe bust a couple of big runs, but I just don't see it happening. For
I
the
just
Titans.
don't want to say a blowout early on like last week against Garces for the Drillers. I mean, it's going to be a tough run for Frontier, but
I think Frontier will make them work for it.
We cover
I
this
think
game?
so.
I will be there.
What do you think, Lewis?
I think Bakersfield.
Lena?
I agree.
All right. And the game of the week live on Bakersfield.com. You can catch it starting at 7:15 tomorrow night. Also, Lewis will be hosting BVarsity game night tomorrow night. Liberty at Stockdale, both 1-0 in the SWYL. And
We have highlights.
the
of
question
both of
here
those.
for me is Stockdale has kind of passed a couple of tests against Sunnyside and Centennial. Can they ramp it up another level against a team like Liberty? I say no, 31-13 Liberty.
And you know what, Lena, you brought up a good point early on is in that Stockdale Centennial game, neither of those teams really are clicking well on offense, and I think that's what it's going to come down in this one. I think Liberty's defense is going to be just that much stronger than what Stockdale has on offense, and it'll be Liberty's game.
I agree.
I think Liberty defensively. Well, Stockdale defensively is pretty good, as we've seen, week in and week out.
Can we look at that game-winning field goal, Nick? Let's go ahead and look at that last week because that was a pretty fun game. Zach, you and Justin were on the call on that one. I don't have my earpiece in, so I don't know what he's saying. So
not
there it
saying
is.
There
Luke
we go.
Tovar.
Tovar.
Yeah, Luke Tovar,
I love the
then the
fact that
golden
a
left
kicker's name
Best
is
week
Tovar.
ever.
And
Look at that
this was a
kick.
game where both teams were really struggling in the kicking game too, and then all of a sudden it
And
came
it was
down
14-13 at that point.
right.
There was 2 seconds
so
left on the
this
clock.
This was a you make the kick, you win. You miss the kick, you lose situation. There was no in between. There's
So
no
there's
overtime.
Stockdale
Right.
doing that. And then, Nick, if you could pull up that Jordan Love to Braylon Scott 90-yard touchdown pass, which is fantastic. And it just
This is what Liberty was doing in
look at this.
Frontier.
It's a nice pass. He's wide open. And then Braylon Scott, as you know, is a great basketball player. But look at how, he's got such
Those
long
legs.
strides.
There's a little bit of R.J.
And
Oliver
there's
in there too,
Hubble
just
again.
shucking
Yeah.
a couple
If you guys
defenders.
Matt
remember
Hubble.
back against
Yeah.
Boom.
Mission Oak when Stavros Castonis picked up that fumble that beat
Mission Viejo.
Mission Viejo back in week 0, that was is it Matt Hubble, number 5?
Yeah.
Had the same exact type of block on that run back like he had right there on that
I
play.
think-
And I think it was against Brady Serta if I'm
I bet you every college coach in the country probably looked at that film for a second and said, "Whoa, where did this guy come from?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's a
'cause-
basketball player. That's what he's always been.
I mean, if
so.
you go show that one more time. Oh, we're out of time. Though. We're actually
we're out of time.
All right.
Lena, thanks for coming
Thanks
in.
for having me. This is fun.
Catch her on KGT
I pick
channel
I
17.
pick Liberty, by the
Oh,
way.
You pick Liberty. What
Yeah.
do you pick?
I
Hey,
pick Liberty.
and real
Yeah.
quick, my advisors in there, they can't remember. They're not going to say for sure, but you might be the first woman.
Yeah. So
Well,
one
that's
last
awesome.
congratulations to
Yeah.
Lena.
Thank
Yeah.
you, guys.
Groundbreaking.
Good job.
All right.
Bakersfield.
For Trevor,
Hey.
Lewis, and Lena, I'm Zach. Thanks for watching BVarsity Live. We'll see you tomorrow night, everybody.